morning, beautiful. Welcome to another episode of Morning Musings, where I jump on camera first thing in the morning and just talk about whatever resonates with me at this time. And this morning, I really wanted to jump on and talk about the reinvention process that I've been going through for the last year and a half. What made me decide to reinvent myself, and what that really looks like. So it was in February of last year, in 2019, that I woke up from a really horrible, long weekend relapse. At that time, I was going through a lot, and before these few relapses that I had around this time, I had been sober for, I think it was about 2 years, and my life kind of crumbled around me at the end of 2018 and the beginning of 2019. So in 2018, my fiance and I split up after planning our entire wedding, and after, a long relationship of many great adventures and a true love, I would say, I decided to leave because I, as you may know, am an advocate for not settling in any area of your life, but especially for your non-negotiables. And for me, although I'm 33, I still want to have the opportunity to have a child. And unfortunately, my fiance did not want a child. And, he battled with that for a while because he didn't want to lose me. But in the end, he decided he couldn't do it. And so I had to get the strength and the courage to leave. So that was hard enough, and I was still going through the mourning of that relationship. And when I found out my mom was dying of stage 4 lung disease. So to say that was a rough time in my life is an understatement, but I'm not going to get into details of all that. But around that time is when I started to relapse here and there. And, I thought I had it under control. I could just have a few drinks here and there. And eventually that all came crumbling down when I went hard for a 3-day bender and woke up from that hangover, from that party, feeling really, really low. Probably the lowest I've ever felt. So that was when I had my, I guess you could say, aha, life-changing moment where I was finally sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I knew that if I didn't reel myself in and get my emotions and my head and my health and my sobriety under control, that when my mom passed away shortly after, I would be a hot mess, and I'm not sure I would recover. So I knew right then and there that this was my time. This is the time that I needed to really step it up. And from previous experience, I knew that getting sober, white knuckling my way through sobriety wasn't going to be enough. This time I wanted to do things a little bit different. I wanted to get excited about sobriety. So what I decided to do was to decide right then and there to reinvent myself. I didn't want to just be sober. Sobriety wasn't going to be enough. I wanted to finally start working towards being the woman that I always dreamt of being. Sometimes it's not enough just to be sober. I mean, sometimes sobriety in and of itself is such a huge task to take on. So sometimes we're not ready to reinvent ourselves right off the bat. We need to focus on sobriety first. But because I had already done that and I had already been sober for a few years, I already knew how that was going to go. It wasn't my first rodeo. So I knew that I could probably handle getting sober as well as starting to work on the inside. And my reinvention process is not what you think. It's not the outward appearance. That's not what it is. For me, the reinvention was from the inside. And I knew that if I changed from the inside, that the outside would also show. I just knew that if I could work on my mindset, my limiting beliefs, and really get to the core issues that I was having that made me feel like I wasn't enough, that made me feel less than, the issues that had me holding on to my past traumas, if I could just get all of that under control, I knew that my life would shift and change. I knew that if I changed, the life that I was living would change. And I knew that this process wasn't going to be easy, but it would be so worth it. So from that day forward, I continued on from some of the learnings that I had done, in the past, but had kind of let go. I started to really delve deeper into all things personal development, which included, like I said, honing in on what limiting beliefs were holding me back. What was holding me back from really believing in myself, believing that I could stay sober, believing that I was enough to acquire my dreams, and just knowing that I had more control, finding out and realizing that I had more control over my mindset and my anxiety and my confidence and all of that great stuff that you need in order to be successful in life and to feel good in life and feel good in your own skin. When I realized that I could retrain my brain to feel all those positive feelings, and life would become so much easier if I were to just continue to put in the work, I was in. I was all in, and I cannot recommend doing this enough to everyone, because when you start to really delve into this type of stuff and you realize that you've been carrying someone else's burden for all these years and you're able to finally release, when you realize that you are enough, you've always been enough, but the reason why you didn't feel enough was because of something that happened to you in childhood, and you've been literally stuck in that mentality since childhood. When you come to these realizations and start to learn how to unbelieve some of these things and unlearn some of these things, wow, it is life-changing. It is honestly life-changing. And this reinvention process is fun. It's an adventure, and there's no better feeling than getting to know yourself. In sobriety, this has helped me tremendously in order to stay sober, because now I can better handle my triggers. I can better understand my own mind and how it works, so I can prevent triggers, and I'm much stronger in my sobriety because of all of the inner work that I've done. And honestly, this is probably the most successful, the most happy, and the most driven I've ever been in my life, because of the inner transformation that I am doing and I've been doing for the last year and a half. I have never been the type to be consistent working out. I've never been the type to start a project and finish it. And I've always struggled with really bad social anxiety in social situations, and I can report now that I've literally changed all of those areas in my life, and I'm just so proud of myself, and I feel so great. And because I feel so great and empowered and inspired, I decided to take some courses in order for me to be able to mentor and coach other women through this reinvention journey. So I am now certified transformation coach and also NLP practitioner, neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. I'm not going to delve into what exactly that is, but I will tell you that it definitely helps in this reinvention transformation process. And because I've seen such great results for myself, I'm so elated and so excited to be able to share what I've learned with all of you. With that being said, I want everyone to know that the transformation and reinvention process is good for anyone. Everyone should, reinvent themselves every few years, but also everyone should become more self-aware and become closer to themselves. Everyone can benefit from a little bit more confidence and self-awareness and feeling like they're enough, and so that they can really go out into the world with that confidence. For me, it was really beneficial because I was newly sober and newly single. And so, because of that, and because I have firsthand experienced these things, and I do know that they help newly sober and newly single women, I definitely would love to help any women who are newly sober or newly single who are ready to transform from the inside out so that they can start attracting what they really want out of life. For me, it wasn't enough just to be sober. Wasn't enough just to be sober. I don't want to just be sober. That is something to be greatly proud of. And it is a huge undertaking and a huge accomplishment. But I didn't want to just be sober Ange. I wanted to be this new and improved sober Ange. You know, it wasn't enough just to be sober for me. I wanted to completely change my life. I wanted to radically reinvent myself. And so that is what I've done. If you feel a calling to reinvent yourself, and if you feel like you need guidance towards finding deeper confidence, finding true, authentic happiness, you know, really trying to delve deep into some of your past wounds and figuring out what might be holding you back and what belief systems might be holding you back, I want you to know that this process can easily be done, but you need to want it bad enough. You need to want change. If you're not liking where your life is right now and the results of your life aren't satisfying to you and you feel stuck, you feel underwhelmed, you feel like, you know, you want so much more out of your life than what you're getting right now, girl, I'm telling you, this is for you. Transformation, reinvention, inner work. This is all stuff that you can do right now, starting today, to really start to be satisfied with your life, create the life that you've always dreamt of, create the person that you've always wanted to be, because only you can do that. No one else is coming to save you. No one is riding up on a white horse to come and swoop you away and save you and make all your woes go away. No, only you can do that, girlfriend. Only you can work on you. Only you can work on your life. Only you can transform from the inside out. And I want to help you on that process. So if you are willing to dig deep, go hard, and really work on you, put yourself first, please don't hesitate to contact me. I would love to help guide you through the process. I hope that you have a wonderful week. I know that I'm going to. I'm just so happy lately and grateful for everything that's going on in my life. I'm grateful for you watching this video. If you liked this video, or if you want to see more content like this, please don't hesitate to like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the Girl Don't Settle channel. And if you're a woman who is looking to be empowered and inspired and wants to change, who's really ready to change, please head on over to Facebook and look up the Girl Don't Settle Facebook group. I would love to see you there. Have a great day. Bye.